Handa na ba you?
Handa na mi.
Ano? Handa na mi?
Handa na mi.
BBM or Pacman?
Epal o bida-bida na miyembro ng gabinete?
Kung may susuportahan o i-endorso man si Pangulong Duterte sa pagkapangulo, anong letra kaya ang meron sa kanyang pangalan?
Oh.
Cellphone.
Face mask. Alcohol.
May one and only.
Yan!
Ang aking mga kaibigan ngayon, mga millennial.
Maraming mga nega gusto ko ipa-deport sa ibang planeta.
Day after day, I must face a world of strangers.
Ang bandila ng Pilipinas sabay-sabay taas.
It will take a strong man. Alright! Pwede bang tumayo para ipakita kung anong suot mong pang-ibaba?
Ang basketball.
Pakita mo, dadamayan kita kasi naka-shorts na yun.
I was expecting harder questions like love life.
Oh, Ina and Michael, ito pinakakatakutan ko na programa niya.
Diba, it's always nice to see yung lighter side ng mga ini-interview natin.
It's been a wonderful experience kung pag-guest ko sa inyong show.
Ngayon lang ako nakaranas ng ganito.
Matanggal na stress.
Maraming salamat, lalo na sa natatat.
Ratatak! Ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarang, tahan.
Good noon! Morning. Okay, it's
buti naman.
Tuesday na po, September 20, 2022. Oras na naman para mapagkwentuhan at kulitan. Kasama ang mga taong nasa sentro ng balita ngayon. Dito lamang po yan sa Politiskoop. Ako si Ina Andolong.
Michael Fajatin po, magandang tanghali sa inyo lahat.
Talagang beautiful afternoon today. Ngayong linggo po, ano na tayo, diretso dahil 12 na. Ngayong linggo po, bibigyan pansin natin ang mga mayora, mga babaeng lokal na punong ehekutibo, mga mayor ng kani-kanilang syudad. Ano ba ang advantage kapag babae ang namumuno bilang isang mayor? Lumalabas ba sa kanilang estilo ng pamumuno ang natural na pagiging mapag-aruga ng kababaihan?
Yan. Bago maging mayor, congresswoman ng 3 termino ang panauhin natin ngayon. Akala ng ilan tatakbo siya sa pagkasenador noong nakarang eleksyon pero hindi ito nangyari. Ngayon, busy na siya sa Ormoc, lalo na't may paparating na mahalagang plebisito doon. Napakagandang.
Welcome back to Politiskoop, Ormoc City Mayor Lucy Torres-Gomez. Good afternoon.
Yan.
Naku,
Ay!
naman, ano ba to? Kanina hindi po namin siya marinig. Now you can't hear us. Oh my gosh, ano kaya?
Sabi ni ma'am, wala daw siya pinipindot pero bigla nagkakaroon. Yan. Sige, hintayin natin.
Bakit kaya?
Try to reconnect daw. Sige.
Oo nga, ma'am. Okay, sige. We will wait for her. Ano ba ito?
Na-excite ang ating mga viewers. Yan, preview pa lang po yan. Kahit hindi nyo marinig, talagang parang sumisigaw ang kanyang kagandahan.
Oo nga.
Kanina nga po kasi nagkaroon kami ng technical issues dito. Itong aming si CJ, nakakita na maganda, nataranta. Yun, kaya kami nag-reconnect ulit. Ganyan talaga.
Tulad na banggit ko po kanina this week, una lang si Mayor Lucy sa aming series of female mayors to be interviewed this week. So abangan po ninyo yan. Palagay nyo ba may ibang iba ang leadership style? Mas magaling ba?
Siyempre, speaking of lady mayor, sino ba yung mga gusto nyo makita? Una yan, si Mayor Joy Belmonte. Yan. Okay. Si Mayor Hani Lacuna. Yan.
Yan! Okay. Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Can you hear na?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ay, naku, hindi ko alam narinig ni... Yeah, I'm not sure if narinig pati yung intro natin o hindi. But anyway, we mentioned that this week we will be interviewing women mayors. Of course, we're starting off with you today. First off, ma'am, kamusta ang pagiging mayor? Transitioning from congresswoman to mayor, ano ba? Big adjustment po ba ang kailangan or hindi rin?
It's very different. It's very different. mas maraming detalye, no? And then in Congress, there's a lot of waiting. So whatever patience I'm bringing in my job as mayor, I think that was honed during my 12 years in Congress. I can understand now why yung mga galing LGU, pag biglang pumunta sa Congress, why they always say na parang nababagalan sila sa pace sa Congress, because here there's hardly time to breathe once your day starts because everything's sunod-sunod.
Oh, okay. Sorry to baka naman masyadong nag-jump ako, but do you think, sabi rin po namin sa intro, many thought or maybe even hoped that they would see you run for senator nung nakarang election. Do you think you made the right decision not to?
Yes, I think hard as the job may be, this feels very right for the heart. And running for any position or any higher position was never part naman of any, like I said, was never part of any grand plan. Where I was the past 12 years and where I am right now, yun na talaga yung, that's really just how destiny unfolded for me. There were no projections made. I really just went on with the natural flow of things. So in terms of does it feel like the right decision? It does. I feel very privileged to be serving the city where I really grew up and where I spent my formative years, because I was studying here since kinder all the way till high school. My childhood was really here, and the only time that I really left home was when I got married.
Yeah, I followed that love story, ma'am, kasi I know for a fact that Congressman Richard Gomez really pursued you there, no? Talagang kayo pinagpupuntahan dyan sa inyong lugar.
Yeah.
Ito pong pagiging mayor, ma'am, actually, sabi nga po ni Pangulong BBM, the LGUs will play a very crucial role kasi lahat po actually ng ating ayuda, ng ating serbisyo publiko ay binababa po sa lokal na pamahalaan. Kaya nga po, kami rin nahihirapan sa pagkuha ng mga schedule ng mga mayor because talagang panay-panay, araw-araw may activity, parang ganun po. So ito pong pagiging mayor nyo, ma'am, this time na sinasabi nyo na parang talagang hardly enough time to breathe, you're bringing in the wisdom of Congress, you're bringing in your being mother sa pagiging mayor. Ano po yung nakikita nyo na future ng Ormoc when it comes to, having that perseverance to really work on the ground with your people?
Well, first, I have my work cut out for me because I have very big shoes to fill. Si Mayor Richard was a very progressive and very dynamic mayor. Hindi ka pwedeng palanay-lanay lang sa trabahong ito because he set so many things in place, and these are very good programs that I want to be able to sustain, no? So yes, it's true. I bring with me the wisdom of Congress. I have a clearer view now of how things are in the LGU. Kasi minsan, I realize now na as a legislator, you make so many policies na in theory seem okay, seem foolproof, but only when you really work in the LGU do you know that there are complexities involved. The machinery is really in the LGU. So it's like, I'm often asked what it feels like, no? I liken it to two things. It's like being back in school, except that now you're the principal. And it's also like running a very big household. And you are in charge of so many details, but the gratification is also faster kasi kung anong maisip mo today, tomorrow pwede mo na i-enforce.
Gawin. Tama.
So it's very quick, and I think meron ding mga mababagal, meron ding mga parts of it that are mabagal, but unlike Congress na talagang hintayan ng matagal. I remember one of the very first bills I passed in Congress or I filed in Congress did not even involve any budgetary requirements. And yet it took towards the latter part of PRRD's administration na siya naipasa. That was the bill on incorporating back in the curriculum good manners and right conduct.
Oh, GMRC.
GMRC. And you would think, di ba, na parang ang bilis ng siguro nun maipasa, but it took quite some time.
Okay. Nabanggit na rin po ni Mayor ang it's like running a household. So isegue na natin yan sa pagiging isang babae na mayor, because as we mentioned, we are highlighting mga mayora this week. Comparing it to a household, alam naman natin, I think no one will deny when it comes to running a real household, madalas mga babae, mga mami ang in charge dyan. Do you think it's an advantage being a woman, ma'am, managing a city? Ano ang meron palagay ninyo sa kababaihan na nakakatulong sa pagiging isang mayor?
Well,
Pwede ba akong sumagot doon? Joke lang po. Ang alam ko kasi detalye, madetalye kayo, yun lang.
I was gonna say talaga na it's in the details. Our case was unique also, no? Because if I became mayor in 2016, when Richard became mayor, kunyari nagkabaliktad yung tadhana, and then mayor na ako in 2016, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on the details, because at that time, Ormoc was the drug capital of the region. So how can you think of beautification and details when you have a peace and order situation that you have to set in place, di ba? So marunong talaga ang Diyos, because the very difficult part, which was to lay out the right foundation, he left under Richard's very able hands. And when I took over, marami ng mga I am able to enjoy. Yes, and I am able to actually find joy in the job that I'm supposed to do. It's never easy on any given day, kasi ang dami mong you're dealing with so many personalities. And I realize that not everything is up to me. I do not feel, or I do not go around my duties thinking that everything is up to me. It's a very collegial body, no? I really consult the SP, the councilors, and I also know that I'm only as good as the information I start out with and the people I work with. So we're very big on capacity building. Right now, that is sort of like an obsession, no? Na I really want to make each department run very efficiently, because I know that when each department runs efficiently, then my job becomes also more efficient. I'm not in this alone, and I realize that, and it's humbling, and it's also empowering, and it's also frustrating.
But again,
you mentioned Richard Gomez, ma'am. I remember again, kasi tama po kayo, no, yung the time that crime and drugs were rampant, Mayor Richard is not only proficient in that. Meron nga siyang parang party list at that time, yung MAD, no, yung Mamen against droga ata, parang ganun, against drugs. So when this happened, nung nasawata o naayos na po yun, ano po ngayon yung trust po ninyo sa Ormoc?
Well, sustaining the programs. The very core of his administration was really peace and order. And peace is one of those things that's very underrated. You don't really appreciate it until you've lost it. And for the longest time before his administration, we did not have that. But we also saw now when he was able to bring back the peace and order, and that only happens with political will. That only can happen, in our case, no, that can only happen if the directive goes as far up as the palace. Kasi kahit anong galaw mo sa baba, if anything is allowed by those higher than you, it will still prosper, no? But we're very thankful that when Richard became mayor, it also happened at a time when the thrust of the presidency, the thrust of PRRD was also peace and order. So when that foundation was laid out, the economic gains came in naman. Maraming businessmen na pumasok, and then the economy was stimulated, people felt safe. Imagine the turnaround, from being the drug capital. In less than a year, we became the safest city, and from after being the safest city in the entire Philippines, kasunod naman doon, naging the richest city in region 8. And this isn't just luck or happenstance. It really is because of naayos yung peace and order situation. So I want to sustain that. I support all the programs of the police. I support all our anti-drug advocacies, because pag sinabi mo kasing drug war, siguro mapapasok ka agad sa isip mo, narcos, di ba? Yung parang killing. But that wasn't naman the case here. We did some very gentle approaches. We intensified the sports program. And it only when I became the wife of an athlete did I realize the importance of sports. Kasi kami naman dito sa probinsya before, I don't know if any of you, Michael and Ina, if any of you grew up in the province, no? But yung sa kabataan namin, when we wanted to play sports, kunyari mag-badminton kami or mag-volleyball, yung badminton kalye lang, yung wala talaga magtuturo sa'yo na pro. And we only learn what we learn in unless it was a school program, no? And there were really coaches. But when Mayor Richard became mayor, he brought in with him all his network naman sa sports. Oo. Kasi ang sabi niya, ang athlete daw or ang batang may sports, hindi talaga malululong sa droga. Number one, you're not bored. Number two, you want to be able to perform, and sports will really give you a natural high. So he did not want a sports program that was parang ampaw lang. Ginawa niya, he would bring in all the national coaches. Like for boxing, it would be Ormoc. For running, it would be El Mamuros.
Inspirational talaga yun.
Yeah, you give them the best. We give them the best. And that's what I would like to continue, no? Na kahit maliit kami na syudad, kahit probinsya lang kami, who is to say that we cannot reach our full potential? We do not have to be greater than the bigger cities in Metro Manila or the entire Philippines, but on our own, as we stand, we can be the most beautiful that we can possibly be given our own resources.
Okay. Ma'am, when you ran for mayor, I was wondering, did you feel any sense of, I mean, from Eddie Muddy, insinuating na babae, mas gusto ko lalaki yung mayor. During the campaign, meron bang ganong feedback? Or again, did you get any sense of that from, voters or people there?
I don't know. I think that's a question that can be best answered by people, no? I think though, and I would say this, they probably thought na I would be less strict than Mayor Richard, but they don't know that women are actually more strict.
I see.
Ako, follow ko dun, ma'am, sa crime. There are spate of crimes, hindi nga natin alam kung, kasi ang sinasabi ng PNP, fake news daw, maraming ganun. So, has it come back? Do you feel that having PRB finish the term, merong ganito talagang pagbabalik? Have you monitored if there are any recent spike in the crime rate?
I can only speak for Ormoc, no? There are same pa rin as before. May mga sumusubok. But as long as you keep them, the police are on top of the situation. Yes, dapat talaga they know that there will be very strict measures that the police is watching, and that it is not tolerated in any way. That is already a deterrent. When you are consistent with your policies, that is already, I think, for me, the best deterrent. And ayoko rin sayangin yung lahat ng tinrabaho ni Mayor Richard ng 6 na taon.
Okay, of course, when we talk of crime, one reason why local executives want to curb crime is also for their tourism. I understand, ma'am, you're pushing, or the local government is pushing na magkaroon po ng direct flights between Manila and Ormoc. Of course, makakatulong yun sa local tourism. Can you explain to us, ma'am, yung status po ba ng inyong airport?
Our
How
airport is
ready na ba? Ano po ba?
flight na lang talaga yung kulang. Aeroplano na lang talaga yung kulang. But si Kong Richard has already made representation with Secretary Bautista, no, asking for consideration that flights can be opened here. I think the market is ready because we're really
Right.
the gateway. We're really the gateway, and Ormoc kasi, if you compare it, we're often compared with Tacloban, no, because Tacloban is very progressive. All the flights talaga are there, and tinatanong ako lagi, ano ba yung edge ng
yan.
Ormoc? Yes, and then Tacloban is very industrial. No, it's really buzzing with business and activity. But Ormoc has that gentle feel and warmth of the province without taking away from how it is the gateway also to other parts of the region. So when you enter, we have a beautiful bay. How many cities are by the bay, no? And sabi ko nga in the recent na business conference that was here, because I was asked by the businessmen, bakit daw maganda ang Ormoc? And I say that Ormoc is a sexy city. It's a pretty city, and it's one of those cities na ang pinaka yung parang the greatest compliment that we often hear is that when people come, they want to stay. They want to eventually retire here. And
What
that
activity?
speaks a lot about how gentle a place is and how beautiful a place is when you can see yourself spending your sunset years na.
What activities, ma'am, do you have for tourists? Kung retirement, baka talagang relaxing environment ba dyan sa Ormoc? Or you have activities that you offer for tourists?
Yes, we also have when the regional director of tourism of the Department of Tourism came, we discussed the strength of Ormoc. And yung strength talaga namin is yung may mga pumupunta dito for events, and they are able to go around the different tourist spots because they were brought here by a business conference or a capacity na building. So we have mountains here. We have mountains and seas. Ang maganda lang kasi sa Ormoc is in one day you can go either to the mountainside or the seaside. Unlike in bigger areas, we're as big as Manila, we're as big as Metro Manila in land area, but wala kaming traffic.
Yun, sana sasabihin ko. Ako ma'am, it's not hard for you to convince me that it's a beautiful and sexy city, granting that it's represented by you and Congressman Richard. Diba parang who can contest that? Pero in as far as when you say tourists there na ma'am, are you also considering, kasi di ba ngayon parang big boom, aside from the real estate, mas gusto ngayon ng mga turista yung mga Airbnb, yan yung mga uso kasi pati yung anak ko nga pupunta ng Spain, yun ang hinahanap nila, Airbnb. So yung mga places to stay, yung sinasabi niyang homey, relaxing and all, and the warmth, meron na po bang mga ganong plano para they can stay, at the same time travel to the mountains, to the city, using yung mga habal-habal, yung mga ganun po ba? Kasi yun po yung parang pinakagusto ng mga turista ngayon. Experience the feel of a city na parang warmth siya, na parang homey, pero you can have freedom to travel or go wherever you want.
Yes, and we have also here many beautiful spots. We have Lake Danao, which is a beautiful lake. And to answer your question about mga Airbnb, over the past years, over just the last 5 years, we've had a spurt of yung mga smaller hotels. Because the hotels here, there are mga hotels here na 50 to 100 or over 100 rooms, but meron ding mga smaller scale hotels that have been doing very well. Palagi silang fully booked, and they're more budget friendly also, without necessarily meaning na they have lesser quality or lesser na in terms to offer what to offer in terms of amenities. Magaganda rin pero maliliit. Meron ng mga hotel dito na like Paris, yung parang pahaba. Kasi maliit lang talaga yung maliit lang yung land area, but it's in the heart of the city.
Na-follow up ko doon, kasi usong-uso rin po ngayon. No? If you're getting actually, I'm glad that Secretary Frasco is the tourism secretary. Talagang pinaliligiran na tayo ng mga kababaihan talaga. Eh. Sabi ko nga, yung mga lalaki, umayos kayo dahil tayo na nauungasan nila. Having said that, ma'am, ito pong mga, kunyari mga Airbnbs, no? Siyempre, ang pinakauso rin sa mga turista ngayon is yung digital. Nasa app na lahat eh. Di ba? Parang, if I look at it, so are you concentrating that sa ganun din po? Kasi aside from being home in the nature, there is a part of it which is technology. Yung mga booking lang, no? So I can have reservations, so I can, have tour guides and all, na nasa app, digital na po rin ba ang Ormoc?
I think the pandemic, how else did we survive the pandemic if we did not have technology, no? So hindi talaga mawawala 'yon. In fact, even in most homes in Manila, yung palengke may nagpapa-grab pa rin eh. Hindi na pumupuntang palengke. So it's nice to have that option, but people also like the idea of being able to go back and being able to be part of a community. That's very good for wellness. If you look at the blue zones, all those cities or areas around the world na mahahaba yung buhay ng tao, it's not just lifestyle, it's not just diet, it's not just exercise, it's also a sense of belonging to the community. And I think most everyone across the world is making up for lost time, no? Na we were all cooped up in our own safe areas, and then now the world is opening up a bit. So slowly then we're going back into face to face and being with people actually, and that's also very good for
you're taking advantage of the uso rin ngayon na revenge travels. Yan, parang ganun yung sinasabi nila.
Actually, yung travel, it works both ways. For some people, revenge travels. For some people naman, parang they realize na okay lang pala na
reward yourselves.
I haven't traveled yet after since the pandemic. And there's no itch then. I don't know if it's because of the bulk of the work that I have to deal with every day, or talagang okay rin lang na you're just rooted in a place.
So hindi pa kayo kasama kasi si Congressman Goma recently posted, nasa beach sila ni Juliana at naka-bathing suit si Juliana. Tinanong nga namin si Kong Goma handa ka na ba? Parang gano'n, na magka-boyfriend o ikasal.
That was just actually at home.
At home lang! Okay.
But when we are all here in Ormoc, sometimes we go to the beach or sometimes we go up the mountainside.
Wow!
Papanik lang kami sa mountainside. Then sa beach naman, yung duyan-duyan.
Sarap nga naman kung ganun malapit lang. Anyway, we also have to ask about, okay ka na sa tourism, Michael?
Pupunta na ako kagad dyan. As soon as may mga flights na, sabihan natin yung ating mga kaibigan sa airline industries. Ma'am, yun din po, kausapin nyo sila kasi alam ko gusto rin nila na magkaroon ng flights yun. Just talk about the feasibility of it. Sige po.
Yes. I have the data naman shows that we're really ready. And I'd also want it to be very profitable for the carrier airline, no? Because you want them to be successful in their business venture para they stay.
Okay. Again, move on na tayo. Let's talk about the upcoming plebiscite, ma'am. First week of October, I think it's October 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Sa Ormoc po kasi, magkakaroon ng plebiscito because, correct me if I'm wrong, ma'am, but I think 28 barangays, there is a proposal to merge them. Gagawin na lang silang patlo. Okay. First, ma'am, are you confident that the outcome will favor the merger, and ano ang expectations? Ano ba asahan ng mga taga-Ormoc moving forward if yun po ang mangyari at maging tatlo na lang yung barangays from 28?
You know, the DILG has told us na, because when this was kasi initiated the time pa ni ni Mayor Richard.
Mhm.
And then we did not know na it is the first pala merger. Kasi
Oh.
usually in other areas nagbibiyak sila ng area.
Nagdadagdag ng mga distrito pa yung iba eh. Mga ganun.
Yung Maguindanao, hiniwalay na nila to Del Sur sa
Hiniwalay.
Norte. Oo.
Dito naman, in the heart of the city, there are many barangays, many small barangays that are not that should be merged kasi maliliit lang yung population. Some
Ilang lakad lang.
several hundreds lang. And then if you go to any of these barangays, they all want the same things. Each barangay, like all those 28 barangays, they each want to have their own barangay hall. They each want to have their own multi-purpose building. But if you make them into, we call them super barangays. It's a way for government resources to be more efficiently used and it will lead down to better service to the people. Oo, may mga, it took a while, no? Because you have to think realistically and from a political standpoint, merong madi-displace na mga kapitan.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Yeah.
Imagine from 28 barangays, we will merge them just to become 3 super barangays, no? But it's something that needs to be done, and it's one of those things that time will tell. Will be good for the people of Ormoc, and like I said, will result in better service.
Ako, naisip ko dyan, correct me if I'm wrong, ma'am. Kunyari, sa isang barangay na magkakalapit laang talaga, magkakalapit laang po sila, no? Imbis na half court lang yung basketball court nila, pag pinag-merge mo, naging super barangay, baka covered court na basketball yun na maraming ilaw, parang ganun po yung mangyayari. Na mas maganda para sa serbisyo sa mga tao. Parang ganun po.
Minsan din kasi yung mga barangay dito, limited sila sa land area. So pag nagpapagawa sila ng multi-purpose na building, in the bigger barangays, nakakagawa talaga ng court, na basketball court na the standard size, no? When the barangays are smaller, they will make do rin with their small space. Gagawa pa rin sila ng, parang they keep on compromising sa what should be sana the best for the people kasi they want to have their own. So if you consolidate everything, you make it more efficient, there will be no duplication of services, there will be better use of government resources kasi alam naman natin agawan talaga yung government resources, no? It will be good for the people. So we're really praying and we're working very hard that the plebiscite will result in a yes
Positive.
for the merger. Yes.
Sabagay, kasi yung sinasabi nyo nga na sports din po yung pinagtutuunan ninyo din, no? Para mas maganda nga pong may ganun din. Para may sports complex na. Professionals. Are you foreseeing also, ma'am, athletes coming from your hometown na magiging parang national or international na yung dating? Kasi nga po, pinasimulan ng inyong asawa.
Even before the merger.
Yung rowing.
Even before the merger, we have, hindi naman sa pagmamayabang, no, but we have some of the best sports facilities. Our oval is beautiful. We have a fencing hall. Soon we will have a skateboard park, a BMX park. We have tennis courts. We have a baseball field. So even when the world was in lockdown, the national team for fencing was actually coming here to the city to train and prepare for the international na competition. So we want to position talaga the city, and that is aligned also with our anti-drug campaign. We want it to be a city known for the athletes. Meron ng mga athletes dito, homegrown talents talaga that have been recruited already by the bigger universities in Manila, and they are already scholars.
Yeah.
So malaking bagay sa amin 'yon.
May follow-up lang ako dun sa plebiscite. Last question ko, Michael, bago tayo mag-ratatat. You mentioned this earlier, mga posibleng ma-displace po na barangay, mga kapitan, kung maging yes po yung resulta ng plebiscite. Of course, yung mga other barangay officials, I assume they're quite a number din po if 28, even if maliit lang po yung mga barangay. What will happen to them work-wise, livelihood-wise?
Yes, because they are they are workers in government already, di ba? And they have been leaders in their own barangays for years. Some of them, those positions na their parents were also barangay na
maraming
kapitan, no? So sila na talaga yung tinitingala ng barangay na yun na leaders. In the super barangays, there will also be super services, di ba? Like, there will be senior citizen centers, so they can be part of the
services
barangays.
also.
Oo, ang mawawala lang sa kanila, and that's what we were explaining to them, is the label na barangay kapitan kayo.
Yan,
But it does not mean that sa pagkawala ng barangay kapitan,
itigil ang serbisyo.
mawawala na yung the need of the community for you, or how appreciated you are in your own barangay. You can still be a contributing force in that barangay, just in a different capacity.
Yes.
Okay.
Sabihin niyo, ma'am, magiging ano sila? Sabihin niyo, ma'am, magiging super barangay employees din sila. Parang gano'n.
Yes, because to make any, like I was saying kanina, to make any barangay run efficiently, you need good people. Diba? And you don't look too far na, because they did not become leaders in their own barangay if they were not good at what they do. So it's really just a matter of mag-i-inventory tayo ng ano yung mga strengths nila. And then dun mo sila ilagay in areas where they are able to bloom and where they feel fulfilled. Nag-iba lang naman yung
role,
yung structure ng barangay, but it does not mean na yung needs mag-iiba. Pare-pareho rin lang naman yung needs.
Saka kung tunay na leader po, ma'am, siyempre, ang tunay na leader po, ang gusto niyan, yung nakakabuti para sa nakararami talaga. Kung yun po ang talagang reason naman ito, reasonably po para sa kanila na mag-consolidate ng kanilang lakas. Yan, parang ganun.
And I think communication is very important. When every day we have it's an ongoing thing. We have dialogues kasi malapit na yung plebiscito. And then we tell them that there are no right or wrong questions. Do not feel that your question is anything that needs to be addressed. You put it on the table para we can talk about it. Kasi minsan you resist it because you do not know what it
There's
is about.
fear of the unknown.
Or you have all these mga fears that are valid, but when explained to you, are not naman pala, don't have to remain a fear, but it can actually be an empowering na take-off point. So, ganun lang, communication.
Ako, ang advice ko dyan, pag nagkakaroon kayo ng pulong, parang less of the politics and more of the family, para mas maganda po ang usapan.
Okay. Are we ready? It's 4 minutes na tayo.
Napaka-usap talaga ni ma'am.
Sana naalala pa ni,
hindi ko na alala this part. May ganito pala. Tsaka Michael, ganun ba talaga yung pakpak mo sa likod?
Opo. Kaya nga po mabait ako, kaya nga po talagang maganda po itong ratatat talaga para sa inyo ito.
Okay,
actually, meron kayong pagkakahambing ng konti lang ni Kong Goma. Para lang, pag pinag-compare namin ng inyong ratatat, titignan namin talaga kung talagang kabagay-bagay talaga. Ina, paliwanag mo na lang may kli. Alam naman ni ma'am.
Para reminder natin kay Mayor Lucy is ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarantahan. So mabilis tanungan natin lang po, maikli na lang din ang aming ratatat kaya talaga.
Kasi nasa TikTok na po ito. Yan. At magsisimula po tayo, Mayor Lucy, kapag tinanong namin kayo ng millennial question na handa na ba yun, kapag sumagot kayo na handa na dyan na tayo mag-start. Tanungin na natin, isa, kung hindi man ang pinakamagandang mayor sa buong Pilipinas, Mayor Lucy Torres-Gomez.
Handa na ba you?
Handa na.
Yeah.
Ratata! Ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarantahan.
Kinakabahan Kinakabahan po si Mayor. These are random lang naman.
Happy lang ito.
The first one is pili
Painumin mo
nuts.
muna, iinom ata si Meg. Ayan.
Okay lang. Sige.
Pili lang po kayo ng isa. Okay, pili lang po kayo ng isa sa aking mga babanggitin. Okay, walang explanation to, Mayor. Reyna o
Unless
prinsesa?
gusto mo. Okay, go.
Okay. Reyna o prinsesa?
Reyna.
Okay. Darna o Valentina?
Darna.
Okay. Jezebel o Obanga?
Sino si Ubanga?
Oo nga, Mike.
Yung octopus, ano ba kayong dalawa? Parang napakatanda ko naman. Di ba si Jezebel, meron siya yung parang nagbigay sa kanya ng parang kabibe. Si Ubanga po yun.
Itong si Ubanga.
Oo. Ubanga, hindi Ubanga.
Ubanga. Alam eh.
Okay. Jezebel, sige.
Okay, ito po. Pili natin Sherry Hill or Sharon Cuneta? Talaga namang kinumpara. Oh, sige.
Ano?
Sherry
Ano?
Hill or Sharon Cuneta?
Sharon Cuneta.
Nora o Vilma?
Sino?
Nora Honor, Vilma Santos.
Vilma.
Yan, okay. Piolo Pascual or Richard Gomez?
Richard Gomez.
Natanong pa ba yan? Okay. Ito, pili nuts, Congresswoman o Mayora?
Mayora.
Okay, ito naman last. Ano ang more likely? New dog or new baby?
New dog.
Okay. Tinanong namin niya kay Konggoma eh. New baby ang gusto eh. Anyways, charot o true lalo? Ang charot po hindi totoo, true lalo totoo. Unang tanong po.
Ano?
Charot. Charot?
Charot?
Or true lalo? Opo. Or true lalo.
True lalo. Okay.
Charot hindi totoo, true lalo totoo. Unang tanong po. Mas nakakapagod ba ang pagiging mayor kesa kongresista?
True lalo.
Yan. Okay, ito ma'am. Tinatawag mo ba paminsan ang mister nyo sa tunay niyang pangalan na Frank?
Charot.
never man tinawag si Kong na Frank. Akala ko pag galing ka, Frank! Biglang gano'n. Sorry po. May posibilidad ba na sa susunod na eleksyon ay may tumakbong Gomez sa Senado?
Charot.
Charot talaga lang, ma'am. Last na po. Mas iiyak ka ba kesa kay Kong Goma sakali magka-boyfriend at ikasal na si Juliana?
Charot.
Mas iiyak ka ba?
Siya yung mas iiyak.
Aminado. Thank you, ma'am!
Ratata! Ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarang, tahan.
Kawawa si Kong Goma. Talagang siya ang iiyakin eh, no? Talagang inamin na rin po naman niya na siya daw talaga iiyak.
Minsan nanonood kami ng pag may napapanood kami sa TV na ikakasal yung anak, and then titingnan ko siya, then sabihin ko, alam mo, balang araw, ganyan yan. And then siya, maluluha-luha na siya, just
Just thinking, paano ba ako naglalakad na sa aisle, no? Tama.
Gaganon siya agad, parang
Ma'am viewers po sa ating mga taga-Ormoc at sa ating buong bansang Pilipinas, ano pong inyong mabibahaging karunungan bilang isang mayora? Yan, usap-usap yung salitang yan, mayora eh.
Yes, kagaya ng sinasabi ko na hindi lahat ng nagpapapili, pinipili. So when you are given the chance to actually serve, make that time matter. Make that time matter. So I'm very thankful for this chance, and I also wish the presidency well. I wish the president well because his success will also be our success. Yes.
Not a choice, but this is a chance. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah,
thank
God bless po.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Michael.
Yes. Bye-bye po.
Bye-bye.
Yan po, Ormoc.
Ay, napakaganda. Ito, ngayon ko na nakita napakadaldal ni CJ kahit sa thread natin dito sa chat. Puro CJ. Huwag ka na magdahilan, CJ. Ikaw. Tapos mute ka na mute sa mic ko. Kanina, ang kulit eh.
Okay,
pindot ka ng pindot eh.
Ilabas mo na
natataranta
yan natin kuda of the day.
Dahil maganda ang ating guest ngayon, matalino, maganda lahat-lahat na ideal girl ng lahat. Siyempre, yung ideal man yung si Konggoma, ay nakuha ang ideal girl niya. Ayaw talaga ilabas ni CJ. CJ, gising ka ba talaga yan? Okay. Dahil sa mga magaganda, ito ang kuda. Mahilig ka ba sa gwapo o maganda? O nakahanap na ng pangit pero nagloloko rin?
Ano ba
Puso't isipan kasi ang gamitin. Lalabo din kasi ang inyong mga mata, pero ang ugali ng isa't isa, mas lumilinaw yan habang tumatagal ang inyong
Ayan, sabi ni
sasama.
CJ, nagpapaka-love guru kaya daw ngayon, Michael. Love guru yan.
Bahala ka, CJ.
How ironic. How ironic, Michael.
Why? Why ironic? Oh, why?
Nagbibigay ng advice.
Pag ako nakakahanap ng forever, huyo ka sa akin. Sige ka, bye-bye.
Diyan po nagtatapos ang episode this Tuesday afternoon. We will see you again. Basta this week, definitely on Friday. We'll let you know if we will see you Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay?
And expect the best and the brightest mayors of the country. Yan.
Until then, ako po si Ina Andolong.
Michael Fajatin, bye! Love ya!
Ang Coronavirus Disease 2019 o COVID-19 ay isang nakakahawang sakit dulot ng bagong diskubre na coronavirus. Ang virus na ito ay karaniwang natatagpuan sa mga hayop at hindi pa nakita sa mga tao noon. Base sa World Health Organization, ang karaniwang sintomas na dulot ng COVID-19 ay lagnat, pagkapagod at dry cough. Ilan sa mga pasyente ay nakaranas ng sipon at baradong ilong, sore throat, at diarrhea. Samantala, isa lamang sa 6 na pasyente ang nagkakaroon ng hirap sa paghinga at nagiging malubha ang kalagayan. Meron lamang mga individual na tinatawag na asymptomatic o mga nagpositibo sa COVID-19 ngunit hindi nagkaroon ng simptomas at hindi nakaramdam ng anumang sakit. Habang patuloy pa rin dinidevelop at sinusuri sa pamamagitan ng mga clinical trial ang bakuna at mga piling gamot laban sa COVID-19, maaari mo pa rin pigilan ang paglaganap nito. Paalala ng mga eksperto, kung wala namang gagawin sa labas, manatili lamang sa bahay. Obserbahan ang physical distancing. Siguraduhin na napapanatili mo ang 1 metro o higit pa na layo sa ibang tao. Maghugas ng kamay. Iwasang hawakan ang iyong mata, ilong at bibig. Magsuot ng face mask. Ugaliin ding takloban ang iyong ilong at bibig kung uubo at babahing. Kapag nakaramdam naman ng lagnat, ubo at hirap sa paghinga, magpatingin na sa doktor. Tandaan, walang problema na hindi nalalagpasan. Makinig at sumunod sa mga payo ng mga eksperto para